My name is Kyle Meng. I'm an assistant professor here at the Bren School and in the Department of Economics at UC Santa Barbara. And I'm offering some thoughts about this recent New York Times article about the potential for carbon capture and storage. So carbon capture and storage, also known as CCS, is a climate mitigation technology whereby CO2 emissions coming out from a power plant is separated from the power plant, compressed, transported, and injected deep into the subsurface, deep into the ground, essentially to keep it away from the atmosphere. It has been a promising technology for some time, but what is interesting about this is that this article essentially could have been written 10 years ago. This discussion about the need for more demonstration projects with carbon capture and storage, the existing experience that we have, and what we could potentially learn from it, has been more or less static for the last 10 years. And this is largely because CCS remains very expensive. It's very expensive to build this infrastructure to scale it up. And also the incentives are just not aligned for electricity producers to invest this large amount of money to reduce CO2 emissions. Now, what has changed in recent years is that the availability of natural gas here in the US has made essentially coal no longer economical. And so instead of retrofitting power plants with carbon capture and storage, what you're seeing a lot of these days is that power plants are being retrofitted to burn natural gas instead of coal altogether. So the question is CCS in the future? Is this something we should continue to think about? I think the answer very much is yes. The reason being that natural gas, even though it emits less CO2 emissions than conventional coal-fired power plants, still emits emissions regardless. And if we need the kind of dramatic reductions in greenhouse gas emissions needed to avoid dangerous climate change, we probably need to see more dramatic cuts. And so in order for that to occur while kind of continuing to use the legacy infrastructure that we have today based on fossil fuels, carbon capture storage really needs to be a viable option. And the hope is that with the president's new climate action plan, that the right incentives will be put in line in the coming years.